welcome back to the Learn English While Sleeping podcast on the English Speaking Course channel. In this series, we will talk about different topics. Our podcasts are great for practicing your listening and speaking skills. I'm Katherine, your host, and today we're talking about something important, finding a job after graduation. Today, joining me is Liam, a human resources specialist at a tech company. Welcome to the show, Liam.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, Liam, how do you feel about graduation?
Graduation is a big moment for students. It's a mix of feeling proud and wondering what's next. I remember being proud of all my hard work, and also feeling happy to be done with school.
Haha, exactly. It's a time to get ready for the next chapter in life. But it's not always easy, right?
That's right. It's an exciting time, but also can feel a bit scary. Many graduates feel unsure about what to do next, especially when they start looking for jobs.
I see what you mean. Job hunting can be hard for recent graduates. Many graduates feel unsure about where to start. What are some ways they can use to find the right job?
One key way is to be careful with their search. They should look for jobs and companies that they really like. When they're excited about a job, it shows in the interview and helps them get hired.
I see your point. Keeping a good online profile seems important these days. How can graduates keep a strong online profile to help with their job search?
They can start by making sure their social media profiles are complete and show their skills. Updating profiles with the right keywords for their field helps them get noticed by employers.
That's great advice for graduates to stand out. Networking is often said to be a good way to find jobs. How can graduates network well to find hidden job chances?
Networking really makes a difference. Graduates should connect with professionals, go to events, and join online groups to help improve their job chances.
Yes, networking is very important. Are there other ways graduates should try when looking for their first job or internship?
I also suggest going to job fairs and using their networks. Job fairs let them meet employers who are hiring. Going to these fairs often helps them make more connections.
What about online job boards and career websites? Are they still useful for finding jobs today?
Absolutely. They are still useful for finding job openings and internships. But don't just rely on online job boards. Social media can also be great for job searching. On platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, graduates can show their skills, connect with professionals, and look for new job opportunities.
Let's talk about making a resume after looking for a job. Graduates should not skip this step if they want a resume that catches the eye of employers. What are some tips for making a good resume that stands out?
It's important to change your resume to match the job you are applying for. Graduates should show the skills and work that fit the job.
What about the style and look of the resume?
I think it's best to keep it clean and simple so it's easy to read. Use bullet points and clear titles so employers can read it quickly.
That's a good idea. What about the words and tone in the resume?
Use a professional tone and don't use difficult or confusing words. Another tip is to use strong words to show what you did. For example, instead of saying responsible for managing social media, say manage social media and grew followers by 20%.
Are there any mistakes that graduates should avoid when making a resume?
Don't put things that are not important for the job because it can make the resume look messy. Spelling mistakes and typos are also common problems. Before you send the resume, make sure to check it and fix any errors.
That's really helpful advice for graduates. The quality of the resume can decide if the applicant gets a chance for an interview or not.
That's right. That's when they are asked about their skills and what they want in their career.
Many graduates feel nervous about job interviews. So what should graduates remember to do well in their interviews?
Interviews can be stressful, but being ready is important. The first step is learning about the company to understand what they do and what they care about. That way, you can match your answers with what the company wants.
That's great advice, Liam. Now, let's look at some common questions graduates might face. What are some questions they should be ready for?
Common interview questions are often about strengths, weaknesses, and how you deal with problems. These questions help employers see who you are and what you can do. It's also common to be asked about your goals and why you want the job or company.
Those are questions that can surprise you if you're not ready. What else can graduates do to pass the interview?
Practicing good communication skills is very important. Being able to explain your ideas clearly will help you a lot. And don't forget about body language. Lastly, be confident and speak clearly. Sitting up straight and making eye contact shows confidence.
Besides choosing a full-time job after graduation, some graduates think about continuing their education. What are some options they should think about?
More education can open up new doors. For those who want to learn more about a specific field, a master's degree is a good choice. Professional courses or certificates can give the special skills needed for jobs. However, they should think about the pros and cons, like cost, time, and how useful the program is.
Can you tell the listeners how graduates can decide if a master's or a course is right for their career?
Sure, Katherine. They can start by looking at industry trends and what jobs need in their field. They can also ask mentors for advice to see if more education is worth it.
I see what you mean, Liam. How can getting more qualifications help with new job chances?
Advanced qualifications can improve knowledge, skills, and show a commitment to learning. These qualifications can help graduates get better or more specialized jobs.
Now, let's learn some important words related to jobs and careers. Leverage, meaning to use something you have to get something better. Example, we can win by leveraging our network of partners. Pursue, meaning to keep trying to achieve something for a long time. Example, she wants to pursue a career in politics. Internship, meaning a period when someone works for a company to gain experience. Example, Jane has an internship at a local TV station this summer. Eloquent, meaning speaking clearly and giving a strong message. Example, he is an eloquent speaker. Welcome back to the podcast, our dear listeners. So Liam, I remember you talking a lot about networking in the last part of our talk. This is something many graduates find hard to do, and some wonder why networking is really important. Can you share your thoughts on this?
Absolutely. Networking is very important for career success, especially for graduates. It's about building relationships and making connections with people in your field. A good network can help you find job opportunities, mentors, and useful advice about your career.
Networking can seem scary for some people. How can graduates get past the fear and start making those connections?
They can start by talking to classmates, professors, or former students who work in their field of interest. When they feel ready, they can go to career fairs and talk to professionals. Also, remember that networking is not just about asking for help. It's about sharing and building real connections.
Good advice, Liam. Now, let's talk about the benefits of networking.
Networking can bring many opportunities. It can lead to job recommendations, internships, mentors, and even interviews to learn more about a job. By connecting with professionals, graduates can learn about industry trends, company cultures, and different career paths.
Those are great benefits. Our listeners want practical tips. What steps can graduates take to start networking?
Here are 3 simple steps to get ahead. First, make a professional profile online, like on LinkedIn, and show your skills and experience. Second, go to industry events and webinars to meet professionals. Lastly, remember the value of informational interviews. Reach out to professionals in your field and ask for a short chat to learn about their career and get advice.
That's a great plan for our listeners. Let's talk about an interesting choice after graduation, taking a gap year. Many graduates today think about taking a year off for personal growth or travel before starting their careers. Can you share some benefits that graduates can get from taking a gap year?
Certainly. A gap year can help graduates find clarity and direction. It allows them to think about their passions and future goals. It also gives a chance to get real experiences through volunteering, internships, or part-time jobs. Finally, a gap year can build independence and strength, which are important skills in the job world.
Those are great benefits. Let's also mention the opportunities a gap year opens for graduates. What are some activities they can try during this time?
During a gap year, graduates can do many things. They can learn about other cultures by volunteering or joining cultural exchange programs. They can also try internships in their field to gain hands-on experience. Plus, they can use this time to learn new skills, like studying a foreign language or taking online courses.
Great ideas. For those who are worried about delaying their career by taking a gap year, what advice would you give?
It's important to remember that a gap year isn't a delay, but an investment in personal and professional growth. Employers often like the different experiences and skills gained during a gap year, so it can actually help in their future careers.
That's good to know. One of the most important things for recent graduates is building skills. Graduates often wonder how to learn new skills that are needed in the job market. Can you explain more about this?
Absolutely. Graduates need to keep learning and improving their skills to stay competitive in today's job market. It starts with looking at yourself and knowing your strengths and what you need to improve. Then, they should look for learning opportunities, like courses, online classes, or learning on the job. Being flexible and open to learning all the time is important to stay ahead at work.
That makes sense. It's all about being ready and open to new opportunities. So what are some practical steps that graduates can take to build these skills?
Graduates can start by finding online courses, videos, or workshops that teach the skills they want. Many websites offer free or low-cost options.
Online learning platforms sound like a good option. But what about graduates who like to learn by doing?
Volunteering or internships are great ways to get hands-on experience and build skills. Many nonprofits or local businesses welcome volunteers who have the right skills.
Are there other ways to build skills without formal programs?
Definitely. Graduates can join online groups or forums related to their field. Joining discussions can help them learn more and show what they know.
This is great information for our graduating listeners. Now, let's learn some important words related to jobs and careers. Hands-on, meaning learning by doing something, not just by reading or watching. Example, many employers think hands-on experience is as good as school qualifications. Competitive, meaning wanting to be more successful than others. Example, we need to invest in new technology to stay competitive. Expertise, meaning a high level of skill or knowledge. Example, he is known for his expertise in British history. Resilience, meaning the ability to recover quickly from difficulties. Example, the rescue workers showed great resilience in hard conditions. Aspiration, meaning something you hope to achieve. Example, I've never had any political aspirations. Adaptable, meaning able or willing to change to fit different situations. Example, he's adaptable and change doesn't bother him. Let's continue with a topic that graduates often worry about: money. Graduates often face money problems when they start working. What basic advice would you give to graduates about managing their money?
My advice is to start with the basics. Be careful with your main expenses like rent, groceries, and bills, and try to save a little each month. It's also good to set up automatic payments to avoid late fees. And remember, it's never too early to start saving, even if it's just a small amount each month.
How about student loan debt? How can recent graduates handle their debts while also saving for the future?
Student loan debt can feel scary, but there are ways to handle it. Graduates can look for repayment plans that match their income, and if possible, make extra payments to pay off the loan faster. They can also explore loan forgiveness or refinancing to get lower interest rates.
Great tips! So, how can graduates save money and plan for the future?
There are some easy ways. Try to save money by cooking at home instead of eating out, or using public transport. Don't forget to have an emergency fund for unexpected costs. And start saving for retirement early, even if it's just a little.
I totally agree with saving early. Even starting with a small part of your income and increasing it over time can make a big difference.
You got it right. We never know when we will get old, right?
Yes, time doesn't wait for any of us. Now that we've talked about money, let's move to career planning. Graduation is a new start, but many graduates feel lost when choosing a job. How can they pick a career that matches what they like and want?
That's a good question. My advice is to take small steps. First, pick a few industries you like. Then, look up jobs in those fields to see what skills they need. Choose jobs that fit your values, lifestyle, and growth chances.
That's helpful advice. Are there any tools that can help graduates with career choices?
Yes. Graduates can use online tests to find their skills, interests, and personality. These tests help you learn about yourself and start exploring careers.
What advice do you have for those who feel rushed to choose a job?
Don't hurry. It's okay to take your time and look at different jobs. Try internships, part-time work, or volunteering to test different careers. Remember, it's about finding what suits you.
On the path to finding a career, we must remember work-life balance. Graduates are excited to start work, but work-life balance is very important. Why is it so important?
Work-life balance isn't just about fun, it's about staying healthy. It means having time for your health, hobbies, and relationships. Feeling stressed at work can hurt your personal life, and the other way around.
How can new graduates, especially in tough jobs, find this balance?
They can share their needs during job interviews and ask about flexible options.
Many graduates worry about making time for personal interests when starting work. How can they make sure to enjoy hobbies and passions?
Plan time for hobbies like you plan work tasks. Turn off work during personal time and do things that make you happy. Taking care of yourself helps you do better at work.
Planning personal time like work seems like a good idea. Any advice for graduates moving from student life to full-time work while keeping balance?
Slowly get used to your new job and be kind to yourself. Remember, finding balance takes time, and it's okay to ask for help.
Now, let's learn some important words related to jobs and careers. Workforce, meaning the group of people who work in a company, industry, or country. Example, the company has a very mixed workforce. Navigate, meaning handle a difficult situation well. Example, the company is trying to navigate tough economic times. Workload, meaning the amount of work someone has to do. Example, teachers often complain about their heavy workloads. Manageable, meaning something that is easy or possible to deal with. Example, the work was broken into smaller, manageable parts. Mentor, meaning a person who helps and advises a less experienced person. Example, he was a mentor to many young business people. Obligation, meaning something you must do. Example, you have an obligation to make sure your child goes to school. As we finish our talk, what final advice do you have for graduates starting their careers?
To all the graduates, take every chance to grow, be open to learning, and stay strong. Remember, life after graduation is all about learning and trying new things.
And that's the end of our episode on careers after graduation. Thank you, Liam, for joining us. And thank you to our listeners for being with us today. Don't forget to check the free PDF in the description for more useful words. Stay tuned for more great talks in our next episodes.